We're playing classic combo elves today, featuring Glimpse of Nature, Heritage Druid, and Nettle Sentinel. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. Now this is Combo Elves, and I'm so excited to play today. The main reason is that it's actually a combo deck. We're playing Glimpse of Nature. In the previous video that I recorded a few weeks ago, we were running Nadu Winged Wisdom. And well, that reminds me, I should mention, this is a donation deck from Leon Gross Stoltenberg. Hopefully I said that correctly. And Leon loved that last video so much, he wanted to see me play the classic build of Elves with Glimpse of Nature. So that's what we're doing today. And the real mana engine of this deck is Heritage Druid plus Nettle Sentinel to untap and make more mana. You also have Quirion Ranger and Wirewood Symbiote to help out with that. So eventually, you want to play a natural order into a Craterhoof Behemoth and win the game. You also have a Troxa Grand Unifier as a natural order target that can help you keep going. You have Grist the Hunger Tide as well as a natural order / Green Sun Zenith target. So there's a lot of utility in this deck, but we're basically mono green storm. And this is the kind of elves deck that I prefer because it's just a combo deck and I love playing combo. So that's what we're doing here today. In the sideboard, we have an atrocity of a card called Craterhoof that we're unfortunately playing, but it is a card you can play with Green Sun Zenith, so might as well. We have Thoughtseize, Scavenging Ooze. Notice a lot of graveyard hate with Surgical Extraction and Endurance. When Dimir Scam is by far the best deck in the format, you need to be prepared. We have Force of Vigor for Painter, which is on the rise. And then Abrupt Decay, which can answer things like Orcish Bowmasters. A problem for this deck. Good news. Orcish Bowmasters is trending down. It's only a sideboard card in a lot of decks now, and even the Dimir Scam decks are playing 2 or even 0 in the sideboard. So it seems like a good time to be switching back to the aggressive build of Elves, which is, you know, what we're doing. So if you appreciate this video, like, comment, subscribe. I would love that. But that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Mono Green Storm, baby. That's what we're doing. It's match number 1. Let's play some Combo Elves. Of course, we draw the Craterhoof Behemoth. You know, I am really good at drawing Gaea as well, so it only makes sense. I think we're supposed to mulligan this. Okay. I guess we'll keep bottom the second copy of Dryad Arbor, and then we'll play Dryad Arbor past the turn. Wasteland. Goodbye to Dryad Arbor. Green Sun Zenith. Okay, so I was going to fetch for Dryad Arbor, but now I think we're supposed to Green Sun. And this is why you play 2. Past the turn. Misty Rainforest. Let's play Glimpse of Nature. So you could try to hold your Quirion Ranger in case, you could try to hold the Verdant Catacombs. So I want to play Quirion Ranger here. The downside of that is if you get dazed on the Quirion Ranger, you're in a lot of trouble. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to play this a little bit conservatively here. We'll draw a card. Our single copy of Basi. That resolves. We'll untap the Dryad Arbor, returning Bayou. Let's fetch. We'll grab a basic forest. We'll play Wirewood Symbiote. Draw another card. Birchlore Rangers. That's a good one. We'll play the Birchlore Rangers. Natural order. Okay. Let's make a green mana. We'll untap the Dryad Arbor and return Quirion Ranger. We'll play Nettle Sentinel. We drew another Nettle Sentinel. They're going to fetch in response. They pick up an Underground Sea. We'll play Nettle Sentinel again. I cannot untap my Nettle Sentinel here because I don't have another elf to make a mana. Heritage Druid? What? Oh wow, we're doing it. Okay, we've made a green mana. Let's play Quirion Ranger. We'll say always yes to the Nettle Sentinels. And now we'll draw a card, another land. Why isn't the Birchlore Ranger letting me make a green here? We'll untap the Dryad Arbor, pick up the Forest. I really can't figure out why the Birchlore isn't letting me make a green. We'll play Heritage Druid. They're going to cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm. Okay, now it's going to let me. For some reason, it wasn't letting me, and then it just lit up. Grist. Okay. We'll make 3 green. I lose to a Daze here. We'll sacrifice Birchlore Rangers. I'm going big. Turn 3. Let's go. Take that, scam. That was sweet. Even with a little bit of a Magic Online bug there. We'll bring in Surgical, bring in Scavenging Ooze, Endurance. Okay. So I think you're supposed to be a little bit less of a combo deck, and you kind of want to take the control here, if I had to take a wild guess. We'll side out Once Upon a Time, maybe a couple copies of Birchlore Rangers. I just realized the deck list plays 3 Boseiju. When I was loading it earlier, I thought there was only 1. I'm not sure if that was an error or not. I'll have to look that up after the round. But we're playing 3 for this video. That's for certain. I think I'm just going to board out another Birchlore and 1 Quirion Ranger. We'll try this. Alright, game number 2. We have the Ooze. I'm just worried that turn 2 on the draw is going to be so slow with no Endurance or Surgicals. I'm going to mulligan. Let's go to 5. Alright, I am priced into keeping this. We'll bottom Atraxa and Natural Order. So I did look up the deck list while we were in the middle of sideboarding, the one that I was sent. It did have 3 copies of Boseiju. So, I mean, it wasn't an error. I don't know if it should have 3. I mean, I think 3 is probably fine. It's just I was a little surprised to see 3 in the main deck was all. We'll play a Dryad Arbor. Pass the turn. Wasteland, that's devastating here. Grief, Exiling, Animate Dead. Goodbye to Glimpse of Nature. And they have the Reanimate. They take the Heritage Druid. We draw Natural Order, which is completely uncastable here. We'll pass. Brainstorm. They attack for 3. I will go to 17. No land. Okay, well, we don't have a land either. They play Entomb in their main phase. They could have done this in their upkeep, but they didn't. They still have 4 cards in hand. We draw a Green Sun Zenith. That does not help. They swing for 3. We'll go to 11. Reanimate on Atraxa. We will attempt a Surgical Extraction. I go to 9. I lose to Daze, Force of Will. They Force of Will, Exiling Force of Will. We can go to game number 3. Alright, I think I want to pivot game plans. I think I just don't want to be the Glimpse combo deck. So I'm going to bring in Thoughtseize, and do I want any of these other elves back? Probably don't need Birchlore Rangers. Bring back the other Quirion Ranger. The question is, like, do you want Once Upon a Time over a few copies of Nettle Sentinel if you're boarding out Glimpse? I think the answer might be yes, because it digs for Endurance. So we'll try this out. On the play. Unfortunately, I don't think that this is a keepable hand. Mulligan. What are you doing to me, deck? Come on. We're going to 5. Sure. Bottom the Craterhoof. Bottom Heritage Druid. Let's play Once Upon a Time. We'll take Visionary. Fetch. Go grab Bayou. Play Thoughtseize. This time they have Bowmasters. We'll take the Bowmasters. Pass the turn. And they drew Reanimate. Interesting that they value the Bowmasters that highly here instead of trying to set up Entomb into like a large creature. I know I could have Surgicaled. I don't think that Bowmasters is that good where I'm willing to do so. Drawing the second Elvish Visionary is obviously the punish. Like, I boarded out Glimpse of Nature, so like Bowmasters isn't that good, but then I drew another copy of the card that punishes me for my decision. And they drew Wasteland, so Reanimate Wasteland off the top. Ay. Verdant Catacombs. Let's see if they block. They do not. The other Underground Sea into Psychic Frog. They attack for 2, we'll go to 13. Dryad Arbor. We will pass. They play Brainstorm. Looted Delta. They still have 4 cards in hand here. They discard Atraxa, and now they're using their Polluted Delta. We will attempt a Surgical Extraction. So I could pay mana for this, but then I would lose to Daze. I don't want to do that. Exile the Atraxa in the graveyard. They have another Wasteland, which is not good for me. They gave the Psychic Frog flying. We'll take 3. We draw Boseiju. We'll play it. I mean, I don't really have a choice here. I'm going to play the Elvish Visionary. We're not going to win this game if I don't cast them, so. And now Orcish Bowmaster triggers, and they will will kill my Wirewood Symbiote. They play Ponder and the Wasteland. They have 3 cards in hand, so they can pump Frog up to 5. The Orc army would be 6, 7. No blocks. I go to 4, they draw a card. They cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm. So I think the only way I can win this is if I draw, like, perfects. So I guess I'll grab a Dryad Arbor here, like Gaia's Cradle into Natural Order or something. I'm not really sure what wins this. Wirewood Symbiote. I don't think we are capable of winning this anymore. Alright, so even though we had the really sweet turn 3 in game 1, we lost the round. Scaminator is super fun, and we are 0-1. Alright, so there's still 4 more matches left. Stick around and enjoy those. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2, we're on the draw, and even though we have a Gaia's Cradle, our hand doesn't actually cast spells, so I'm not allowed to keep this. We have to send it back. This one seems reasonable. We'll put back a second copy of Gaia's Cradle. Our opponent is taking a mulligan to 5. Oh, lovely. Grief and Tomb. Perfect. Legacy is so screwed. Yeah, I'm so glad Wizards of the Coast decided to do nothing. I'm gonna try to not be salty, but Legacy stinks right now. We'll play Dryad Arbor, pass the turn. They search with Polluted Delta. So I guess something that I don't understand. Do the people find, like, playing the Scaminator deck, like, do they genuinely find it fun? Because I don't even think it looks fun to play. But, I mean, I'm the one getting my teeth kicked in. But, like, it doesn't look like a very interesting deck to play either. So I'm just a little surprised that we're running into it with such frequency. Like, I watched Alex McKinley play a league last night, and I think he faced Scaminator 3 times. So, it seems like it's out in force, even for, like, casual play in leagues. Okay, our opponent has 1 card in their hand. We find a Nettle Sentinel. I guess we just don't want to get our things dazed. I'll play the Nettle Sentinel here, so we can block and kill the Grief now, and only trade 1 creature. And they're attacking. Okay, we'll take it. I was hoping that playing the Sentinel scared them from attacking. No follow-up. They have 2 cards in hand. We draw another land. Play the Cradle. Heritage Druid. Maybe I should attack first. Yeah, I played this poorly. I should have attacked first. Swing. Our opponent is at 15. Land number 3. Still 2 cards in hand. And now they don't attack. Tap for 3 mana. Let's play an Elvish Visionary. This will untap our Nettle Sentinel. Apparently I hit no, which I didn't mean to do, but I did. So that stinks. We'll play our Wirewood Symbiote. I will hit yes this time, I promise. They still have 2 cards in hand. We can play the Forest. We'll make 3 green. Alright, well, are your last 2 Force of Will plus blue card? We'll say yes. We'll grab the Craterhoof Behemoth. Sweet. Okay, so I think we're going to do a similar plan to last round. I wonder if I want the Abrupt Decay for frogs, though. Like, maybe I'm just supposed to be a control deck. Board out the Birchlore Rangers. Board out Glimpse of Nature. And then, like, just take out the Nettle Sentinels. And we just become, like, a mid-range pile. Okay. This is a hand of Magic the Gathering cards. We will keep. In their upkeep, before they can daze, let's play Once Upon a Time. We'll take Gaia's Cradle. Polluted Delta. Grief exiling Troll of Khazad-dûm. They take the Endurance. We'll play Green Sun Zenith, grab Dryad Arbor, pass the turn. They search out an Underground Sea and cast Entomb. So if they have Reanimate here, or, you know, one of those effects, we're in a lot of trouble. Wasteland. And we did not, I mean, we opened up Endurance, but they had the Grief. I think this game is over. Our opponent can draw 14 cards here. Yeah, I'm good. We can go to the next one. Okay. We'll try that again on the play this time. Sure. This seems reasonable. Alright, so we're going to begin by fetching out a Bayou, and then we'll play Once Upon a Time. We will take the Wirewood Symbiote, and then play Thoughtseize. We'll take Psychic Frog, pass the turn, Underground Sea, Green Sun Zenith. I think we should just play a Visionary here. Pick up a Ranger, pass, Wasteland, Animate Dead on Frog. Sure. Another Cradle. Let's play a Wirewood Symbiote. See if this eats a Force of Will. It does not. Play a Quirion Ranger, Gaia's Cradle, Green Sun Zenith for 2, Force of Negation. exiling Force of Will. We will pass. They're going to kill the symbiote, so that way I can't block and then bounce my visionary. They wasteland the Cradle. They're going to give Frog flying. They still have to discard a card here in order to make it deal damage. They discard an Undercity Sewers, so it is now a 1/3 with flying. They have one card in hand, and they're about to draw one more. Okay, Surgical. We'll play Gaea's Cradle. Tap the Forest. No, maybe it is just better to use the Cradle here. We'll play Visionary. Draw a card. Another land. Attack for 2. We will pass. They cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm. They pick up an Underground Sea. And then they discard it immediately to the Frog. They give the Frog flying. And now they attack for 2 in the air. So they're going to draw another card here. I cannot block. Draw step is Natural Order. I guess there's no reason to not play the Forest. We will cast Natural Order, sacrificing Visionary. They have another Force? Brutal. Oh, just devastating. They had 3 cards in hand. They've already used 2 forces this game. Pass the turn. They discard a Psychic Frog, 2 Psychic Frog. I could try to block here. I'm not going to. I don't think I win this game if I just start chump blocking every turn. We will Surgical on the Frog. We can't let them have 2. Their last card in hand is a Brainstorm. Okay. Another Natural Order. Let's see it. Symbiote's not bad. That's actually a pretty good draw here. So we'll attack for 2. We'll tap the Cradle for 3. We'll untap the Quirion Ranger, returning Elvish Visionary. Play the Visionary. Green Sun Zenith. So I can go get a Scavenging Ooze. Have I played a land yet this turn? Because I could also go get Grist if I had 1 more mana. It looks like I have not. So let's untap Elvish Visionary. We'll bounce a Forest. And now we'll go get Grist. The Hunger Tide. Okay. We'll sacrifice the Quirion Ranger, and then we'll kill the Frog. Get out of here. I think we might have just turned the corner. Our opponent plays the Brainstorm. Another Cradle. We'll plus on the Grist. We'll attack for 2. Swing, swing. We'll use the Wirewood Symbiote, bouncing the Visionary. Play Visionary. And our opponent concedes the match. Alright, complain and win. We are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and Mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round 3, we're on the draw. I will keep. Not really sure what our opponent's playing. Underground Sea, Lotus Petal, turn 1 Psychic Frog, okay. That's how good this card is. People want to Lotus Petal into it. We'll play Verdant Catacombs, pass. They attack for 1, we will not block. Land number 2. On the end step, we will fetch and go grab a Dryad Arbor to sage you. I didn't really need more lands. Play Quirion Ranger, play Heritage Druid, pass the turn. They attack with the Frog, I will not block. They go to 17. Brainstorm. I believe Allosaurus Shepherd is by far our best draw in the deck. I would also take a Green Sun Zenith for the Shepherd. They play a Swamp and another Frog. We draw a Visionary. I'll play Gaea's Cradle. Let's play the Visionary. Draw a card. Once Upon a Time. Let's make 3 green. We'll play Once Upon a Time. And I hit the Shepherd. I hit the Shepherd. We'll play Shepherd. And now we'll tap for 5. Natural Order. Sacrifice Visionary. I could get a Atraxa here. Because I'm not... Like, I don't think Craterhoof is actually lethal, but I think Atraxa might lose the race to the Frogs. We're going to grab Craterhoof, and then we will untap Dryad Arbor, returning Basic Forest. And now we'll go to combat. We'll attack for 16. So my thought process here is, my attack is likely going to get them low enough where they have to start playing defense with these Frogs, rather than getting Atraxa and trying to outvalue them. Pass the turn. They play Brainstorm, Polluted Delta, and now they're playing defense. Glimpse of Nature, tap this for 5, we'll activate the Shepherd. I wonder what the Lotus Petal means. Like, are they a backdoor combo deck, or are they just trying to accelerate into Frog? Alright, we'll bring in Scavenging Ooze. I mean, part of me thinks that we might just want to do the same game plan as before. It's not that fun being the Glimpse of Nature deck when we only face Psychic Frog decks. Kind of ruins the point of the video, but I'm gonna play with the matches I have. Alright, we will side out Birchfloor Rangers and Nettle Sentinels. Keep. Polluted Delta, Lotus Petal. We'll just play Windswept Heath and pass. I want to have Surgical up through days. They have 4 cards. Another Surgical. We'll play Quirion Ranger. They fetch with a Polluted Delta. Not a Surveil land. So they want to cast something here. Scrubland. Okay, we're getting a little spicy. Ooh. That is not spicy. That's just mean. Goodbye, Quirion Ranger. They play Marsh Flats. I don't understand the Lotus Petals. I really don't. Like, is there something I'm supposed to be getting here? And then we drew the other natural order target. We'll play Bayou and pass. I'm only like 5 land drops away from greatness. They fetch with Marsh Flats. Intuition. All right, now we're seeing the spice. I can appreciate spice. So they grabbed an Echo of Aeons. I mean, I wanted to Surgical whatever they got, but I wouldn't mind a new hand. So we'll give them an Echo, and then we're going to respond here. We will Abrupt Decay the Orcish Bowmaster, and now we're going to Surgical it, just for good measure. I go to 17. They had Shield Dread in their hand. Pest Control. Demigod of Revenge. Alright, so their deck is a little spicy here. I think I'm going to exile the Intuitions. Okay. And now we get a new hand that doesn't contain Atraxa and Craterhoof. Let's go. They play Polluted Delta. They swing for 1. I'll take 1. Fetch. We'll go grab our Dryad Arbor. Another land. Play Heritage Druid. Let's play Wirewood Symbiote, play the Cradle, and we'll Green Sun Zenith for 3. And if our opponent dazes, I can untap the Dryad Arbor. They search out a scrub land. We'll grab a Grist the Hunger Tide. We did see Swords to Plowshares in their deck, so okay. Pass the turn. Teferi Time Raveler. Okay. A card that dies to Grist. Although maybe we should just be attacking the Teferi. Another land. Let's attack Teferi. They choose to block. I think they're trying to set up a big pest control. We'll plus Grist. Pass the turn. They fetch with Polluted Delta and Ponder. They plus Teferi. I do not want to get Dryad Arbor because I don't want to be blown out by pest control. Although I think Pest Control does say non-land. We'll send the Insects at Teferi. Same thing with the Heritage Druid. And then we'll send the Wirewood Symbiote at them. And it is, in fact, a Pest Control. We will pick up the Heritage Druid, play the Heritage Druid, sacrifice the Druid. We're just going to kill Teferi. Enough messing around. Play Bayou. Pass the turn. In their draw step, let's exile. I believe I saw 3 Teferi, and they had 1 in hand. They have another Pest Control and an Echo of Aeons. And it looks like they don't want to play the Echo. Let's fetch. Grab Dryad Arbor. Another Besiege. Get in there for 1. We will pass. Wirewood Symbiote. We'll plus down the Grist, and we'll attack for 2. Play Wirewood Symbiote, and we'll pass the turn. In their draw step, we will exile Pest Control. They cycle. Demigod of Revenge. They have the mana to play it here. It would kill my Grist, so that just changed the texture of this game. Lake of the Dead. Okay. It has flying and haste, so I cannot block it. And they do attack the Grist. Let's blow up the Lake of the Dead. If they draw like a Shield Dread, I don't want them going Shield Dread into Echo. They put Psychic Frog to the graveyard. Another Wirewood Symbiote. We'll play it. Attack. So their attack here would put me to 7. Visionary. We'll play that pre-combat because I might be able to draw into like a natural order here. Windswept Heath will add a bunch of mana. Load of mana here. Untap the Dryad Arbor by bouncing Visionary. We'll play Visionary, draw a card, Ranger. We'll bounce Visionary again, play Visionary. Green Sun Zenith. Okay, let's play Quirion Ranger, play Cradle. We'll keep the new one. Green Sun Zenith for a lot. X is currently equal to 8, so they need a counterspell here. We'll grab Craterhoof Behemoth. Swords to Plowshares will not save you. Alright, so we've beaten Demigod of Revenge in the year 2024, and we are now 2-1. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Alright, time for the 4th match. We're on the play. We have the Atraxa, which is not great. I think you're supposed to mulligan. If one of those lands was another creature, I probably would have capped. We'll bottom a 2nd copy of Bayou. Alright, so we're going to lead off with a Windswept Heath, grab a basic, play Green Sun Zenith, grab a Dryad Arbor, and then pass the turn. Under City Sewers, and they kept the card on top. Shepherd was a very good draw. We'll play that. Play Bayou. Play Quirion Ranger. Let's attack for 1. Polluted Delta. Or an Underground Sea. So the 4th Dimir deck in a row. That's a Psychic Frog. Wirewood Symbiote. Let's play Grist. We'll fetch with the Wooded Foothills. Grab a Dryad Arbor. And then we'll -2. Sacrifice the Dryad Arbor. And then kill the Psychic Frog. And then we'll untap the Dryad Arbor by bouncing the Bayou. And we'll attack for 3. Okay. Brainstorm. And now they're going to play a Grief Exiling Troll of Khazad-dûm. So they're going to be able to discard our Wirewood Symbiote. Not the end of the world. Scalding Tarn and another frog. So they're going to be able to kill my Grist next turn. Heritage Druid. We'll plus the Grist. Play Bayou. Play Heritage Druid. And we'll pass. Our opponent cycles a Troll of Khazad-dûm. Picks up an Underground Sea. They give their frog flying. They then discard the Underground Sea to the frog. And now they will kill our copy of Grist, the Hunger Tide. My best draw at this point is like Natural Order or Gaea's Cradle, because Gaea's Cradle would allow me to activate the Allosaurus Shepherd very easily. They play Wasteland. Animate Dead on Troll. Okay. Another Heritage Druid. So what does that allow us to do here? So tap this for mana. Tap this for mana. And then tap these for mana, so that's 5. Untap the Quirion Ranger, bouncing a forest. And then we'll play the forest, activate the Allosaurus Shepherd, go to combat, and we will swing out. They block the Quirion Ranger, which will trade with the Troll, and they take 6. Entomb or an Atraxa. Reanimate down to 1 life. They play another Wasteland. Goodbye Dryad Arbor. And now they play a Ponder. I wonder if Natural Order off the top would even be good enough at this point. They did not shuffle with Ponder. We draw Bayou. Alright, so we did not get there. Unfortunate. And we're going to do a similar board strategy as the previous rounds this league. We'll board out Nettle Sentinel and the Glimpse of Nature. We're at 64 cards. Virtual Rangers was the other card. I won't lie, it's kind of not great that we're facing the same style of deck for 4 matches in a row. It's pretty boring. But Legacy stinks, and Wizards of the Coast messed up and then doubled down on themselves messing up instead of just fixing the problem. So really, everyone should just be tweeting, writing, complaining to Wizards of the Coast. This hand I don't think is keepable. This looks like it's fine. We'll bottom a Wirewood Symbiote, play Windswept Heath, we'll fetch, grab a Bayou, play Once Upon a Time. We'll take the Visionary, play Thoughtseize. Alright. So they don't have a blue source, or I'm sorry, a black source here. We'll take the Reanimate, pass the turn. Grief, Exiling Grief. They take the Thoughtseize. Wasteland. Okay. Once Upon a Time that I cannot play. We can't play the Wirewood Symbiote, so we'll do that. They play the Island, Wooded Foothills. Pass the turn. They cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm for a basic swamp. On the end step, we'll fetch. Grab another basic here. Play Once Upon a Time. I think we're supposed to take the Gaea's Cradle. Another Wirewood. Okay. Play the Cradle. Play Elvish Visionary. Another Cradle. Attack for 1. End step they play Entomb for Atraxa. So they have 3 unknown cards in hand and a Daze. They drew a Reanimate. Surprise, surprise. They chose Wasteland, Force of Will, Grief. They play Ponder. They Grief, Exiling Grief. They play the Wasteland. Goodbye to my Gaea's Cradle. And now they have Force of Will and 2 unknowns left in their hand. Heritage Druid. Tap this for 3. We'll bounce the Visionary. Play Visionary. They Force of Will, Exiling Daze. We have to pass. They attack for 7. We'll go to 9. They'll go up to 17. Psychic Frog. Come on, Natural Order. A way too late Scavenging Ooze. We'll play the Ooze. Exile their Grief. Exile the Troll. Alright, so they've exiled all the creatures from their own graveyard. So on their turn, they're going to have a draw step, so they can deal 10. I'll exile the Elvish Visionary. And that's all I have. There's no other creature in a graveyard. So I think we're actually dead here. We'll pass. All our opponent has to do is discard 2 cards and then give the Psychic Frog flying. They play Undercity Sewers. So you're saying there's a chance. They give their frog flying now. They just missed lethal. No blocks. And now they ponder. Alright, deck, I am begging you. Natural Order. They Fatal Push on the Ooze, which doesn't matter all that much. Come on, deck. Alright, so with that loss, we are now 2-2. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? The final round, we're on the draw, I will keep. Let's see if our opponent is playing Scam as well. Ancient Tomb, a non-scam deck, how about that? Manifold Key, Mox Opal, and they're passing the turn. Okay. Nettle Sentinel. So you're saying there's a chance. We'll grab a basic forest. And let's play Birchlore Rangers. City of Traders. Mystic Forge. Not a good sign. Mox Opal. We have to hope that they fizzle here. Manifold Key. They activate the Forge, exiling Karn, the great piece of trash. They have 2 mana. They untap the Forge. They exile Ancient Tomb. So it's possible for us to go off on turn 2. I've been thinking about it. So there's a few draws we have that would allow that. Vexing Bauble, we don't care. So another Nettle Sentinel would be very good. Gaea's Cradle. Speaking of Gaea's Cradle, okay. How do we want to maximize this? Maybe Cradle wasn't a good draw. So my gut tells me you want to start on Glimpse and then play your land. Nettle Sentinel. So, like, is it even worth playing the Basi? Alternatively, we could play Nettle Sentinel, play the Cradle, tap, and that gives me an extra mana, but I lose a draw. So it's the draw versus the mana. Alright, so I'm going to say that the mana matters more here. We'll play Glimpse of Nature, play the Cradle, tap for 2, play the Druid, we'll draw a card, another land. Okay, we'll make a mana here, play the Heritage Druid. And part of the reason I wanted to keep the extra mana was that we could always, in theory, end up killing the Mystic Forge. So we're back up to 2. I could play the Visionary. My fear here is that we don't hit any mana and then we lose. Or I could guarantee destroy the Forge. I think I'm going to go highball here because I think Quirion Ranger would allow us to still do that, or like a Wirewood Symbiote, and instead we drew a bunch of lands. Okay, play Shepherd, another land. We fizzled, past the turn. I mean, we should be dead here. Our opponent's untapping with 5 mana, 2 keys, like, we're very likely dead. They play Basalt Monolith. They untap the Monolith with a key. Okay, they apparently need a lot of mana here. 8 mana for Paradox Engine. Yeah, we're dead. The One Ring. I am good to concede. I mean, we were really close to a turn 2. It just didn't happen. We'll bring in Craterhoof, Thoughtseize, Force of Vigor. I don't know if we want Abrupt Decay. That one might just be too slow. Take out Grist. We probably don't need Atraxa. Take out Once Upon a Time. That's 65 cards. I sort of want to leave the Glimpse combo in the deck. Maybe that's wrong. Abrupt Decay just seems like a lot of mana, and it doesn't actually hit any of their cards we care about. I'll board out like 2 Birchlore Rangers and the Allosaurus Shepherd. Let's try this. On the play for game number 2. Sure. So we have Thoughtseize into a turn 3 Green Sun Zenith for Craterhoof. Play Thoughtseize. They kept this? I guess it has Kozilek's command to answer Craterhoof, but it is not very good. We'll take a command. Okay. So there's some argument to taking the Walking Ballista. I just wasn't convinced that was the right move. Quirion Ranger. I could take a calculated risk here and blow up the Ancient Tomb and cut them off mana. I don't hate it. I think that's what I'm going to do here. Prove to me you have a basic. And they allow the Ancient Tomb to be destroyed. Pass the turn. So they decide to keep the Kozilek's command after all of that. I didn't narrate it, but they tapped and untapped a whole bunch. They weren't really sure what to do. Grim Monolith. They play Key. And now they can Walking Ballista for 2, and that's what they do. All right, let's see a land. Glimpse of Nature. We'll play the Glimpse, play Quirion Ranger, we draw Dryad Arbor, not the land I wanted here. We'll pick up the Bayou, play Wirewood Symbiote, they kill the Quirion Ranger in response, and we find our land. Pass the turn, Mox Opal, they untap the Grim Monolith, so now if they want to, they can put a counter on the Walking Ballista. No blocks. So they don't pump the Ballista, and this gives them protection from Craterhoof here, because if I go get the Craterhoof, they can float mana and then exile it. We'll play Nettle Sentinel. They add a counter to Ballista, and then they kill the Symbiote in response. Play Dryad Arbor, and I'll pass. Once again, they untap the Grim Monolith for another key, untap the Monolith, and now they put a counter on the Walking Ballista. So this will create a window for Craterhoof. They're sacrificing Crystal Vein for Kozilek's command on Dryad Arbor. They play Lotus Petal. 1 card left in their hand. Glimpse of Nature. Alright, let's go get the Craterhoof. This feels disgusting. Okay. Who's the beatdown? They block. Sure. They just pass. We draw Craterhoof. Why wouldn't we? Alright, swing for 2. I don't know what we can get with this green zone Zenith. I guess an Elvish Visionary? Yeah, we'll grab Visionary. Draw a card. Pass the turn. Okay, they play an Echoing Depths as an Ancient Tomb. Verdant Catacombs. We'll fetch. Grab the Dryad Arbor. Let's play Glimpse. Heritage Druid. We'll draw a card. It's a land. What a waste. Alright, so, I mean, I could have held that, but I think we're almost to the point where Craterhoof kills them out of hand. So we might as well have taken a big swing with the Glimpse of Nature. Natural Order. Has no relevant targets. I'll fetch with the Verdant Catacombs. Grab a basic. Tap for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Craterhoof Behemoth. Spatial Contortion on Craterhoof. I believe you're still dead. Swing, swing. Okay, we have stolen game number 2. I'm going to just resubmit. Alright, the final game. Our opponent has kept 7. Against better judgment, I'm going to keep this. I just don't think mulliganing for Force of Vigor is realistic. They have turn 1 Grim Monolith. There's a key. They untap the Grim Monolith. 4 mana. Kozilek's Command for 2. That is the best thing you could do on turn 1 with 4 mana. They kept 1 card on top and put another on the bottom. A second copy of Gaea's Will was not very good. We'll play Thoughtseize. We'll take the other copy of Kozilek's Command. Pass the turn. They untap the Grim Monolith. For a Karn the Great Creator. Yeah, we're probably dead now, because I don't think I'm going to be able to beat the Mycosynth Lattice. They minus the Karn. They select Argentum Masticore. We draw another land. We will Thoughtseize. Take the Masticore. I mean, we're just dead. Play Wirewood Symbiote. All it takes is for our opponent to put the Mycosynth Lattice on the battlefield and I'll concede. Our hand just doesn't do anything. There's the Lattice. They untap Grim Monolith. And they have Lattice with 2 Eldrazi spawns to block for the Karn. So I can't kill the Karn this turn. Next turn, Karn tips up and we lose. Force of Vigor. So you might be thinking, Bryant, you could draw a green card, blow up the Lattice. No. Every card in her hand now is colorless. So you can never draw a green card. Ever. It is not a possibility. So I am good to concede here. We went 2-3, which is not a fantastic record. We did face Dimir 4 times, one of it being a little bit of an oddball build. I don't know. I think it honestly felt better than the Nadu list, but I'm not sure if that means a whole lot. Legacy kind of just stinks right now, if I'm being blatantly honest with you. And I think many others feel the same way because the view counts have been down. So people are not excited about the Legacy format, and I don't blame them. So be vocal, complain to your, local representative of Legacy. I'm joking. But you really should get on Twitter, at Magic Online or at Wizards of the Coast. I think it's actually like Wizards Magic is their actual handle. But let them know how you feel. It's the only way to make change. And thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. And as always, keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. There's no better way to support our channel. If you're interested in elevating your combo game, visit theepicstorm.com/tutoring for details about our coaching sessions. Don't worry, there's more great combo content coming right up.